I thought you'd never ask. This is sort of an unusual pickup I had this week. It's this. It's a Shaded Dog RCA Living Stereo of Richard Rodgers. Yes, that Richard Rodgers. Victory at Sea, which I believe is a television special from the 60s, the 50s. I don't know, but you get this great book, 1958, inside it. And I picked this up just because it was an RCA, but I'll tell you, this is really good. It's a huge sound, and as you can tell, and it's a Shaded Dog, so it's gonna sound good. Nice label on the back here. A true stereophonic record. Anyway, you would never think that something like this, in this day and age, these belated times, would appeal, but it's really kind of enjoyable. A lot of great brass and when I look researching it, is apparently a very well regarded soundtrack. Nothing like the music that Richard Rodgers wrote for Broadway, typically. So anyway, that's that. First thing for today. Let's go with something weird. I don't even know what to make of this. I've had this one for a while, and I pull it out every once in a while because it's actually pretty good. But it is bizarre. I tell you, there's nothing like it. This is the Electric Prunes' Release of an Oath. The Kol Nidre. Now, the Kol Nidre, this is sort of bringing me back to my, younger pre-bar mitzvah days. Growing up a nice Jewish boy, but being a heathen Jewish adult, I couldn't tell you the whole significance of it. But although I believe it has something to do with prayers for the dead, that's the Kaddish, Kol Nidre. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's sort of like this Jewish lament. It says here, a lament is such a lament is the Kol Nidre, a prayer of antiquity which cleanses the spirit and enables man to start anew with his eyes again on the stars. See, all I had to do was check the back here. What the frick were the Electric Prunes making music out of the Kol Nidre for? That's the thing that just sort of like gobsmacked me. Composed and arranged by David Axelrod, it pretentiously says on the front. You gotta love that. So this is obviously a sort of concept album. The song is Kol Nidre, Holy Are You, General Confessional, Individual Confessional. I think he's got the wrong religion here. Our Father, Our King, the Adoration, and closing hymn. But either way, this actually kind of works, as crazy as it is. I can't even really describe it. It's just it's nothing like what you'd expect necessarily from the Electric Prunes, if you know the kind of nuggetsy stuff. What was their hit? I'm not going to remember. Too Much to Dream Last Night? Was that the Electric Prunes? Hold on one second. See, here's the amazing thing about the internet today is that I could be talking to you, and I could remind myself, having not done the homework, of simple trivia like this in real time while you sit and watch. It's really an amazing thing. So, Their big hit was Too Much to Dream Last Night. See, I told you. And then came the Kol Nidre. Okay, well, whatever. I'd actually kind of recommend this. I don't even know what to say. It's on Reprise. Had a lot of luck with some nice sounding Reprise releases. And this one, it's got the hard stereo panning because of the time it was made, but it actually sounds really good for that kind of recording. Here's something I got into, some more pretentiousness that I love, that I kind of avoided for a long time because their main hit was such a joke, or seemed like such a joke. But this is Focus 3 by Focus. It's not Hocus Pocus by Focus, which is the sort of joke, but of course in retrospect a great song on its own. And the more I discovered Focus, the more I thought these guys are an amazing band. Just great, great players. It's extremely well recorded. All the songs are really good. They're just a jam. There's balls on this album, and their other albums. So I completely understood Focus, and it's kind of got this neat sort of, I don't know what you call this, but neat little inlaid label here. So it's Sire Records. So I have a couple or few Focus albums, and I like them all. And this one is a double album, and it's great. So if you've been avoiding Focus, don't. They are really, really good. Oh, I was just listening to this the other day, so I don't know, why I have it here. I mean, what am I going to say about it? All I can say is this is a mono first pressing of Blonde on Blonde. Here's the inside. I forget what the deal is with this. Is it the picture of Claudia Cardinale? Is that right? Only on the first pressing or something like that? That could be it. Claudia Cardinale, you may remember from Once Upon a Time in the West, Sergio Leone's great movie, which I highly recommend. And she's a lovely Italian actress from the 60s. She has no reason, as far as I know, for being here other than that she's a lovely Italian actress, which is good enough for me. Anyway, not much I can say about Blonde on Blonde. It's awesome. And I love the 1-2 punch on the first couple sides of Visions of Joanna on one side and Stuck Inside a Mobile on the second side. Those are, to me, the highlights, along with the great Sad-Eyed Ladies of the Lowlands with its treble turned into the maximum, going for that, what did he call it, that wild, thin Mercury sound, something like that. And he got it. This is a mono copy. It sounds great. There's a reissue. I want to say Sundays did it, but I can't remember. Someone did a reissue recently of the mono, and I did a comparison, and it's very close. So the reissue that you can generally get, mono reissue, is very, very good. I can't remember the label, but that's a great alternative if you can't find a very. This happens to be a very minty original, so I got very lucky here. Last sort of weird thing I have is this Tintin Astral Taxi. Please. I don't even know where they're coming up with this stuff. I mean, look at these suits. For God's sake. If they look somewhat like the Bee Gees, I don't think that's a accident. They sound like the Bee Gees. They're on Atco. From the same period. I mean, they look like they just got off the set of Clockwork Orange or something. And Moby Productions. This is actually a decent record. It's very, if you like that mid-period Bee Gees stuff, which I do, you know, the Exodus, the Cucumber Castle, the Trafalgars. This is in a similar vein. Harmonies, interesting pop songs. Doesn't have quite the inspiration I think that the Bee Gees have in terms of songwriting, but you know, good, worth having. You know, if you could find it, sort of an interesting, and you just gotta love the name, Astral Taxi. Come on, and Tintin. I mean, I don't even know who was what for going after the cartoon character, or what this is, but anyway, that's all I got for this week. I wanted to do a quick one while I had the time. I did, and there it is. See you next time.